All right, a lot of people have been wondering what I was doing with that steel wool and the vinegar, and I'm going to show you that we made an ebonizing solution to turn a wood that has a lot of tannins in it, like oak or cherry, black, like ebony. Now, I did make one little mistake here. This solution should be clear, but what happens is a chemical reaction and the steel wool and the vinegar start to bubble, and it floats to the top. And once it floats to the top, if you're like me and forget about it for a couple hours and not stir it, it'll start to rust very quickly because you've added acid onto the iron that's in steel wool. And the top of my steel wool got a little rusty, so there's some iron oxide in the solution here. And it shouldn't have made that big a difference. It's not perfect, it's not ideal, but it just still works. Let me show you how quickly this works here. I'm going to just take my foam brush here. And you can see it's already darkening that oak very significantly. Now, if I had a pure solution without the rust in it, it'd go even quicker. But you can see here on the side that I've already done, I have that nice ebonizing pattern. And this is a great way to turn oak very dark. So actually, Gustav Stickley used to do this before he decided to start fuming everything in ammonia, which is another way to do this. I wouldn't recommend it unless you know exactly what you're doing, because ammonia, very not household ammonia, it's a very strong, they used to call it blueprint ammonia for making blueprints, is very dangerous, and you need a place to do it. And his factory burned down and blew up more than once from doing that. So I'm just brushing that on, and you very quickly, we're talking within seconds, get this ebonizing effect. And if you apply more and more, you will get a darker and darker finish. So that is ebonizing oak using a solution of vinegar with some steel wool that has soaked in it. I don't remember the exact chemical composition. It's not iron oxide, even though I have some iron oxide in my formula here just sort of by accident. It'll have an effect on other woods, not as pronounced on something that has a lot of tannin, like oak or cherry, but it will give, say, maple a slight silvery color. I've done it on pine, turns it a rich brown color, and it's a real alternative to using an actual stain. This would technically be called chemical staining, and by staining, regular staining, I'm talking about like your Minwax or your Zinsser type finishes, which are really, you're putting a pigment into the wood. This is chemically reacting with the acids in the wood, the acids that are called tannins. So there you go. There is ebonizing wood using vinegar and steel wool. And I will be teaching a class on this coming up at Mill Hollow Works, so stay tuned.